crucial yet often overlooked aspect of our well-being is the allostatic load of chronic stress. I'm Sinta Ebersohn, and today I'm going to give you a brief overview of allostatic load, how it works, what it looks like, and how best to prevent it. If you're already struggling with symptoms, please watch to the end of this video for practical tips for healing. While you're here, please like and share this video and subscribe to my channel to help me reach more people with this kind of information. Let's begin by defining allostatic load. Here's how it works. We have a hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. When we encounter a stressor, the hypothalamus and the brain releases corticotropin-releasing hormone, CRH. This stimulates the pituitary gland to secrete adrenocorticotropic hormone, or ACTH, which in turn prompts the adrenal gland to release cortisol, the primary stress hormone. And cortisol helps to mobilize energy. It suppresses non-essential functions and it modulates the immune response. Then we have the sympathetic nervous system. This system triggers the release of adrenaline and noradrenaline from the adrenal medulla. This catecholamines prepare the body for a rapid response by increasing the heart rate, the blood pressure, and energy supply. And this is often referred to as the fight or the flight response. And then we have the parasympathetic nervous system, which to counterbalance the effects of the sympathetic nervous system, promotes the rest and digest response. Now, this reduces our heart rate, it lowers our blood pressure, and it facilitates digestion and recovery. But our metabolic system is also involved here, because allostasis also involves changes in our glucose metabolism. Cortisol increases our blood sugar levels, and it provides immediate energy for the body to respond in the fight or the flight. But prolonged elevation of this blood sugar level can lead to insulin resistance and several other metabolic issues. If we look at our immune system, we also realize that initially those stress hormones can enhance immune function, but chronic exposure suppresses our immunity and it increases our vulnerability to infections and illnesses. Similarly, our cardiovascular system is also affected. Persistent stress can cause long-term hypertension and increased risk of cardiovascular disease, due to the sustained high blood pressure and the sustained heightened heart rate. And then if we look at the neuroplasticity of the brain, we see that chronic stress impacts the brain structure and the brain function, particularly in areas like the hippocampus, the amygdala, and the prefrontal cortex. So this affects our memory, our emotional regulation, and our decision-making. Now, these systems all work together to help us to adapt to stress. However, when stress becomes chronic, the continuous activation of these systems lead to an allostatic load, and that results in detrimental effects on our health. Historically, our ancestors faced intermittent stresses like predator attacks or food shortages. And these acute stress events triggered a rapid response, helping them to survive immediate threats. However, once the danger passed, their stress levels would return to the baseline. And in contrast, our modern life often exposes us to prolonged stresses such as work pressure or financial worries and social obligations, and those contribute to a sustained allostatic load. Anthropologically, we can learn a lot from traditional societies that maintain lower levels of chronic stress. Many indigenous cultures emphasize strong community bonds, a slower pace of life, and close connection to nature, all of which help to mitigate chronic stress. And these elements foster resilience and it reduces the allostatic load, offering valuable lessons for our modern lifestyles. Sociologically, we also know that chronic stress affects different groups in various ways. Socioeconomic factors, cultural expectations, and access to resources play significant roles. And marginalized communities often face higher levels of chronic stress due to systemic inequalities, which can lead to greater allostatic load and health disparities. But recognizing these sociological dimensions is crucial in addressing the root causes of chronic stress. The allostatic load impacts our mind, our body, and our soul in profound ways. Physically, it can lead to issues like hypertension, cardiovascular disease, obesity, and weakened immune function. And mentally, it can lead to chronic stress, which is linked to anxiety, depression, and even cognitive decline. And spiritually, it can diminish our sense of purpose and our connection to ourselves and to others. So let's see if we can identify common signs of allostatic overload. Common signs of chronic stress include persistent fatigue, insomnia, irritability, difficulty concentrating, frequent headaches, digestive problems, and a feeling of being overwhelmed. It's essential to recognize these signs early and to take proactive steps to manage that stress. So I'm going to give you some practical tips to counteract or to prevent chronic stress, in other words, allostatic overload. Practice daily mindfulness to stay present and reduce anxiety. Engage in regular exercise to boost endorphins and to improve your mood. Maintain a balanced diet that is rich in all the basic elements that are required for you to be healthy. Prioritize 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night because it gives your body the opportunity to restore and to repair. Organize your tasks and set realistic goals to avoid being overwhelmed. Foster strong relationships with friends and family so that you have good emotional support. And spend time outdoors to connect with nature and to reduce stress. Also pursue activities that bring you joy and relaxation, hobbies and interests that make you happy. Practice yoga, deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, or other relaxation techniques that are available out there. And also reduce your intake of caffeine, alcohol, and nicotine and other stimulants. Set your boundaries, learn to say no and to protect your personal time. And finally, please seek professional help like therapy or counseling or a mentor like myself when it's needed to help you to manage your stress effectively. And then I also want to give you some practical tips to heal or to reverse chronic stress. Try something like cognitive behavioral therapy, because working with a therapist to change your negative thought patterns will help a lot. Or you can keep a gratitude journal to focus on positive aspects of your life and cultivate a gratitude practice for every day. You can also use biofeedback techniques to gain control over your physiological functions. We call it biofeedback. Something like a regular massage can reduce muscle tension and also promote regulation. So get massage therapy if that is something you would enjoy. Consider acupuncture to balance your energy and to alleviate your stress, if that is your cup of tea. And engage in creative activities to express yourself and to process your emotions, like art therapy, for example, which is very helpful. Spiritual practices are also important because we need to connect with our spiritual beliefs through prayer, meditation, rituals, or whatever it is that works for you. You can also practice deep breathing exercises because that helps to calm your nervous system, but you have to do it the right way. And then also consider a digital detox. Take breaks from screens and digital devices because that would reduce your mental fatigue. Laughter therapy is also a great idea. Incorporating humor and laughter into your daily life will make a huge difference, believe me. You can also do volunteer work because by helping others, it provides us with a sense of purpose and fulfillment at the same time. And then lastly, journaling is also very helpful. Not everybody's thing, but it does work wonders for those who do it. Write about your thoughts and feelings because it helps you to gain clarity and insight. So in closing, chronic stress and its allostatic load can have a profound impact on our lives. But by understanding its roots and implementing the practical strategies that I've just shared with you, you can mitigate its effects and you can promote your overall well-being. Remember, resilience is a skill that we can all cultivate. And by doing so, we not only improve our own lives, but we also create a positive ripple effect for everybody around us. Thank you for joining me. And please join my community at Get Up and Grow for more resources and support like this. Stay resilient, stay strong, and continue to grow.